All right, we had to get rid of a few people back there, but I think everything's quite all right. Well, hello, welcome, fine patrons of the Gilded Ram Grog House and Tea Room. I, of course, am Jasper Spitwhistle. You may have heard of me once or twice before. Just an old bard. We're trying something. My goodness, there's a lot of you out there, isn't there? Well, I did hear the Cucumber Festival was in town, so that makes a lot of sense. It brings all types of people from all around the world in. That's wonderful. It's wonderful. We're trying a little something new tonight. Oftentimes, it's just me up on the stage here at the Gilded Ram, but you know, we thought we'd bring in a few extra opening acts tonight. And by and large, I've seen what they've been doing. It looks wonderful. It's nice to have so many people to share my spotlight with. Quite beautiful. It's new. It's a new process that they've been going through here. They maybe did a couple of things wrong. I've never heard it before, where some opening acts are coming on after the headliner, but it's fine. You know, they'll get it all worked out eventually. Just when the later shows come on, please pretend you didn't see me already, okay? So with so many new faces in the crowd, you know, we're at a real dangerous point in our journey with the brute force, and they're battling actual literal gods at this point. So you probably need to be caught up. Today, I think sometimes it makes a lot of sense to really delve into the character, the actual being, the essence of these people that we know and love as the heroes of the brute force, right? So we're going to do a little bit of a character study about one of the most famous, the most beloved, and some say the most overlooked member of the brute force. And by that, of course, I mean myself. So, with no further ado, allow me to introduce Mort McCoy, the Skeletal Ranger, as played by John Caulfield here. And, of course, Ezra, the Golem, as played by Patrick Rankin. And Lola, the Harpy Wizard, as played by Carly Shields. And, of course, we cannot forget, no matter how many times we try, Cammy O'Connor, played by Michaela Ray. They had all been joined together, brought together by somewhat suspicious means, and they were about to find out what it was all about.
Well, Ezra, I'm here. Why did you call the crew meeting?
I'm sorry?
The crew meeting, why did you call it?
No, I've never called a meeting in my life.
I put on my crew meeting wig and suit and everything.
Right, I put on my crew meeting suit and everything.
Yeah, I mean, why did you do that if you didn't call the meeting?
Well, because I was told Lola called the meeting.
No, I just followed you into the room. I didn't even hear about a meeting. I just saw you in your suit.
Hey, Jasper told me that Ezra called a meeting.
It's no meeting, no meeting, never meeting, no meeting.
No meeting?
Okay, who on earth called this meeting?
I called the meeting. Time out. Now, let's just take a moment here. They're fine. Don't worry about them. We're going by Zach Moritz rules right now. So I did call the meeting. I had a few issues, so to speak. I felt I was being woefully underused, really. And so I called the meeting, and I didn't really tell them about it because they weren't going to dress up. But look at this guy's in a tuxedo, right? So, I mean, I feel like it was a good choice not to tell them about it in advance. I found this, actually. This is the rules and bylaws by which their little crew operates. And I was going to use this meticulously with my immaculate brain to be able to just really exact some beautiful revenge. And they kind of have to stand like this for a long time when you do the timeout thing. You can, like, mess around with them. It's really fun. You just slap it on in there and... Time in.
Oh, sorry, Ezra. The buffin's not till tonight.
A little early for the waxing, my guy.
I apologize.
No worries.
Jasper, you don't really call meetings.
Oh, I know. Usually I don't call meetings, but I figured you wouldn't show up if I did.
Yes.
So that's why I said that Ezra had called the meeting, and then look at you all. You're here, you're looking immaculate.
Well,
My I guess we can go then.
Oh, okay.
This is
Yeah,
dumb.
we'll head on out. You don't really, because you can't really call a meeting, so we'll
All right,
go.
well, technically, it's part meeting. Mostly, it's a trial, really.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, if you told me it was a trial,
Okay, yeah. Now we're ready for a trial.
All right, all right. Well, I would just like to point out that I feel like I have a few bones to pick with each and every one.
excuse me. Jasper, really?
All right, perhaps a poor turn of phrase. Don't get your feathers all ruffled up over something.
I'm right there.
Jasper!
That's very rude.
It was it's a common colloquialism. Don't get your tails all twisted over something.
Hey, fuck you.
I mean, now you're just brooking issue with the English language in general, so I don't really know what the point. Okay, I have a litany of issues with which to braze with each and every one of you.
Please go on.
I
We're
think
listening.
I will. I absolutely will. So many issues. I feel I've been completely underused as a member of this party.
What on earth do you have to complain about?
Well, Lola, wonderful for you to bring it up. Perhaps you remember when we went to Alondia, and you entered the Alondia's Next Top Paragon competition. Could you please inform the court exactly what type of competition was that?
It was a talent competition.
A talent competition.
Yeah?
Where you maybe got up on stage and performed.
Sure.
Right, okay. And you had a team of how many was required for the team?
Well, there was Ezra and me and more.
You
And we
had
needed
3.
one more.
And you needed one more, did you
Yeah.
not? And so instead of going back to the boat and asking the bard, who had traveled with you for weeks upon weeks at that time, you instead found a tick-covered street urchin who happened to be standing about 2 or 3 feet away from you, who had
That's a
never
lot.
met before, who you didn't know her skills, and just said, come along then.
Well, okay, when you think about it, and if you remember, the main portion of that competition was a rap battle.
I could spit fire.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, I will concede to this point and say that you should have been included if you could drop a sick beat right now.
I mean, of course I could, but obviously, I mean, there's not even a beat to rap to. All right, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna find my pocket, I'll get into it. So my name is Jeff. Okay, listen, so here's the thing about it.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Usually I'm accompanied by my lute. It's out of tune right now. There's issues with it, okay? So, I mean, it wouldn't really be a fair and accurate representation.
To be fair, if it wasn't all rap, we did have the backup dancers. If you wanted to just maybe do a dance for us.
Yeah, bust that ass.
Oh, you would love that, wouldn't you, Mort McCoy? You would absolutely love to see me dance around like a trained monkey,
Yes,
would you
please,
not?
yes.
So you could steal it for your own act.
What?
Oh.
Mort, do you have an act?
Have you been moonlighting?
No, I have no idea what you're talking
Oh,
about.
you say that, but I would like to enter into the record this, which I found hung up upon one of the saloons in Anusha.
Oh, Nanusha.
That's where Lola burnt the guard to death in the street, right?
Objection!
No, overruled.
No, I'll allow it. You did burn that guy to death.
Yeah, you murdered him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really
yes.
did. I
That was
punched,
horrific.
I punched that guy in the face and his head exploded.
Yeah, that was a lot of.
You orphaned. She
Most of
made
the kids
orphans.
were orphans.
There was the hot boiling oil. Do you not remember the hot boiling oil?
Right, it was a very cool murder.
Right, well, anyway, I found it hung to a saloon door in Nanusha, and
Right.
there, first of all, I've been trying to get work there for years. They wouldn't even return my calls. And the amount of money that you're commanding is, frankly, it's rude and obscene. Is it just a show only for, like, the rich and the royalty of the area?
I honestly have no idea what
You
you're
tell me
talking
about it. You tell me about it, Mort. Try to hide behind the truth of that evidence.
Oh, those posters.
We've all got those.
Okay.
Yeah, we've all got these.
Yeah.
These.
Oh,
yes.
you've
Posters
all
of
got
all of
them.
us.
Just going to create a little family
22,
troupe of
1,000.
troubadours, are you?
Yeah.
No, these are wanted posters.
Yeah. On account of the murder,
Yeah, we're,
We just talked about.
The murders.
we primarily do murder.
Yes, they don't want me to perform.
no, they mostly want to, like,
They want to
imprison
arrest
us.
me for murder.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really,
that's not
it doesn't
an
spell
appearance
it out
fee.
very well.
That's not an appearance fee, that's a reward for telling
Right,
me.
it's very confusing the way they had it written, is what we can all agree.
They want us off the street.
Oh, no.
It's very, it's confusing.
Okay.
I mean, it says quite clearly wanted.
Yeah.
Dead or, oh no, it doesn't say dead
It
or
says
alive, it says undead.
Undead
Wanted
or alive.
undead.
Yeah.
All right, well, we both made mistakes in this one. Okay, so let's chalk it up to just kind of a halfsies. We'll do a halfsies situation.
So we've established you can't call a meeting.
Absolutely.
I don't call meetings.
Nope.
This is a farce. I'm hungry. Lola, are you hungry?
Oh, yeah, I'm always hungry.
All right. We're ready to go. So if you wouldn't
Oh, are
mind.
you hungry? Ezra,
Yes, I'm hungry.
is your tum-tum a little rumbly?
Yes, my tummy is rumbly.
You'd like maybe like a little pie.
Let the record show that yes, I would like some pie.
Oh, just a little stitch in the tummy there. Just says, fill me up with pie, please.
Yes?
I posit that you, sir, are a pie thief. You know that each and every day I bake for myself one savory pie, and in my lunch bag I have one savory pie and one sleeve of saltine crackers.
Nope.
And as the foremost aficionado of pies, I posit that you have been stealing my pies because each and every day I go down to the cooler to retrieve my lunch, and it is gone.
Let me please confer with my counsel. Could you please rephrase the question?
Did you steal all of my pies?
Yes.
I don't think you know, but I just tricked you into admitting that you stole all of my pies.
Well tricked.
I don't think that was a trick. I think it was a yes
And
or
I
no.
demand recompense.
Oh, I get it. About the pences. Cammie, if you would, please. We all make living wills when we do this. She's the executrix of your will.
I never signed up for that.
No, you did. And while you were asleep, the quorum dictates that we can make any sort of codicil we want.
Oh, yeah.
And remember you went through that phase where you were like, oh, why don't you shut up and eat me? So
That was another colloquialism.
No, there's some workshopping for your living will, and it states, like, real clearly, I put it in the bylaws themselves, you, upon death, upon the ceasing of the working of your living soul and body, we're going to chop you up and put you in a pie, and collectively we'll eat you as a family.
You wanted to be Vord.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be. It was a colloquialism.
We did it for you.
So I went to the cooler. I noticed a delicious pie that said Jasper, and I thought, finally.
Yeah. We were excited.
And then I ate you.
Okay. There's a lot to unpack here.
It was just one pie. It didn't take a long time to unpack.
So day 2, walk me through that, right? Day 1, you eat this pie you assumed was me.
Yes.
Sure.
Then you later see me on the ship somewhere, presumably.
Absolutely.
And then day 2,
Right?
why did you eat the pie again? And then subsequently every day since.
Right. Precedent, though. Plessy versus Ferguson. You know, you ever heard of it? So it's kind of established that. Well, look, hold on. Let's. We do the thing, and he can't be mad if I do the thing. Because, Okay. Yeah. So in the bylaws, it also says that I can challenge you to a test of your manhood. So I would like to do that henceforth. And if I win, then it is true that I am not guilty, and then you have to remove your objections. So I am going to do that henceforth once I get my jacket off, because it is tight and I have gained weight from my wedding, and it will split.
I didn't realize you got married. Kind of glossed over that part of the story.
This is good.
1, 2,
You really shouldn't have got it started on this.
That's
4.
Time out.
Five.
Actually, I shouldn't have gotten him started. I shouldn't have gotten him started. I mean, he's a golem, right? So, I mean, he's going to be doing this for a while. It was about 30, 35 minutes. There was some, again, like I said, some booking issues, so we've got some other people behind us, so we really do have to kind of keep it moving along. So I'll fast forward a little bit to later on in the story. We got some important stuff to get to. Time in.
5,108, 5,109.
Woo!
And there you go.
Absolutely. Now, according to the bylaws, if you can match his feat of strength or surpass it, he'll feel guilty.
I find it strange that you did exactly 5,109.
Right. The bylaws are really weird.
Yep.
And they state that if you do 5,110, you gotta be put down.
Yeah, insta-kill.
So really, the best you can do is match. Tie goes to the runner, in this case, the push-up doer. Henceforth, forevermore, not guilty, y'all got to feel me.
You do got to feel him.
Yep, feel away.
Okay. It didn't go exactly as I had anticipated. Feels like a lot of these rules and bylaws weren't as spelled out as they could have been.
That's a living, breathing document.
We can make addendum as needed, but it still states you can't really keep us here because you're not really operating under the bylaws.
Oh, listen to you pipe in with your own little stories to tell.
You're part of the group.
Oh, you are part of the group. It's really great. Although some strange things have been happening since you've come along.
No, it's been really chill.
Yeah, it's been a lot better
Yeah,
since we
no,
replaced the Yeti with it.
Better,
Yeah, it's been real cool.
Well, you've a little bit. Well, let's admit it. You've been a little sloppy in your work lately.
No, I'm pretty pristine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What would you say about this? I enter into the record Exhibit A.
Does that say Eva
It
Dan's?
says evidence.
Eva Dan?
It says evidence.
Why do you have a sack of her hair, dude?
Okay, well, listen. It does look weird.
What even is that?
It's your fur. So listen. Here's what I would say. There's only 2 people on this ship who shower, and I found all of that in the drain. Let's walk through it. Obviously, Yanov doesn't shower.
Never.
Ezra, we all know about the chore wheel. We wax him once a
wax
day,
him
and everybody
down.
has their day.
Yep, wax tonight.
Lola has a dirt bath and does the preening and such. Of
course.
Mort is a literal skeleton. I don't even think we're supposed to take him out in the rain.
True.
It's a little bit dangerous. And so it's just the 2 of us that use that shower. And I mean, I don't see any white tufts of fur on me. So, I mean, just really, if you can't even be expected to clean up after yourself, how could you be a respected member of this fine organization?
I shower after you. You wouldn't even find my fur in the drain.
I see that.
No, okay. That's why it smells
More,
like
you
coconut.
go, boy.
That's why it
I
smells
like the smell. It's coconut. I have to keep.
You've
my
been taking
wigs clean.
showers, Mort.
with his
I
wig.
need to care for my wigs.
It is a nice one.
It's a great
I mean,
wig.
it does smell good. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
It smells fantastic.
So it's not uncanny then.
Exactly.
Oh no, guilty.
Guilty!
Oh, guilty.
Oh, we get to do a whipping!
Ooh, whipping.
Whipping! 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 Whipping!
Whipping.
So listen,
Yeah.
we've all said some things here today, and we've grown closer as friends, I believe. You know, I feel like, you know, we've all really gone through a wonderful process here.
Well, we haven't really gone through the process because you still can't call us here because of the bylaws.
You keep saying
they're
this.
so clear.
But I have the bylaws right here. I found this under Ezra's bed. It's the bylaws as laid out by Ezra himself. And you tried to hide them from me.
That's the nautical bylaws. We only use those when the ship kind of sailed on water.
Yeah, you need the aeronautical bylaws
Yeah, these
now.
are the aeronautical bylaws. So since we've been in the air, we use these. Yeah, it states real clearly right here on page 976, subsection E, Jasper cannot legally hold us here physically for any meeting and or quorum.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't even say that. It's all gibberish. I've seen it. It's all parcel tongue in her book anyway.
Oh, that's verbatim.
Yeah.
Exactly what it
Wait,
says.
this was written in common. Jasper, can you not
I can read.
common?
I can read several
Can you
languages.
read common?
I mean, I'm a little rusty.
Jasper, you're speaking to us in common.
Speaking and reading are very different. It's different parts of your brain. Science has told us that.
That's not
No,
science.
that's not anything.
I might be a little rusty. I don't.
Hey, you make a living speaking common.
That's how you earn money.
All right, let's not throw things around. These are
How did you
wild
write your name on the
accusations.
bag?
I practiced.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
That one makes sense. That one.
And I have a stencil.
Oh. The J's are always the same.
Yeah, the J's are always.
All right, well, okay. We've learned a lot, I feel, today
Well,
about all of this. I think, I'm going to maybe, we'll reconvene at a later time. I'll brush up on my Coleman a little bit, just,
Nice idea.
I would love to look at the bylaws maybe later.
Can't read.
I would definitely like to
Read
check
some
out this will and testament that I did not actually sign.
We all have them.
We've all got
No,
those.
Yeah.
we all have those.
I mean, when I finally shuffle off this mortal coil, they're going to cleanse the flesh from my bones and make me a pie as well.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible for you.
Right?
horrible.
I'm going to be ground up into dust and snorted for energy. Legal energy.
I'm going to be stuffed and placed upon a mantle.
Oh, I'm never gonna die.
Yeah.
That's true.
very true.
Yeah, that's true.
Very
You've died several times.
I mean, that didn't stick.
Not going to stick. No.
All right, well, one takeaway I would like to be really proud about here, I mean, besides the fact that actually that strangely makes me feel much better that all of you have these wills and testaments, especially the stuffed taxidermy part. Sounds
Okay,
real great.
well,
The
great
the
for
really good thing is I've kept you here quite long enough that I feel quite confident that I can shuffle on out of here and grab my lunch out of the cooler, because all of you have been erstwhile stuck right here.
So true.
So I'm going to go enjoy my pie.
So true.
Bye,
Bye,
Jasper.
Jasper.
Enjoy your
Farewell.
pie,
Yeah, take your
Jasper.
time. Sure.
Have fun.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, I'm starving.
Totally
you
got
got
his
it,
lunch.
right?
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
our strength for the whipping.
Excellent.
All right.
That's
Oh, yeah.
lunch.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so in summation, sometimes you start telling a story and you forget kind of how it went. And that was this particular story. It didn't go exactly the way I planned. They did eat my lunch, and subsequently continued to eat my lunch for the remainder of the time that I was with them. But you know, I feel like we all learned a little bit about each other and kind of how we worked together and how we were all going to die one day, and that was really exciting. So anyway, I do appreciate all of you coming here to the Gilded Ram, Grog House and Tea Room. Tip your Minotaur bartenders, and I will see you here next time.